This is a quickie little bonus video for this challenge. My question for you is, can money show up for something you haven't chosen yet? Yes or no? So this program is such an amazing gift, and the price point is also an amazing gift. And every time I launch it, right about this time, there's all these energies swirling of like, I want to choose it, I can't choose it, I don't have the money for it, like, blah, 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 all this money energy, So I wanted to ask you very clearly and directly is like, can that money show up if you don't choose it? Now, I have 82 different examples of how this works, but what I want to say about it first is that we tend to function with money backwards. We tend to go, I would choose it if I had the money, is pretty much where we go. Or when the money shows up, then I'll choose it, which is backwards. Because for humanoids, money doesn't show up until you choose it. Now, I have so many stories about this. I mean, my most recent story about this is our move here. About 4 or 5 months ago when we really got present with the fact that we were moving here, and I did all the numbers, like it was a big chunk. But I got clear. I got clear on all the different facets that we were going to need money for, and I got to work. I just started creating stuff, and I could at the time do that. And then we got closer into the move, and I couldn't work in the same way, so I had to ask for more and get, involve other people more and receive more. But I was looking back the other day, and we had not only just what we required show up, but more. Like, it turned out greater than I could have possibly imagined. And, in the last week or two, I've been a little petulant about, well, I'd much rather have more money in my account. But when I really looked at it, I was like, but we have everything that we require and more. And so what I got about that was like, I actually need to choose to live more, ask for more, live bigger, according, from my point of view, in order for more money to show up, because that's how money works. It doesn't just show up arbitrarily because you feel like having it. It shows up when you're willing to have it, and it also shows up mostly when you choose to live. So, using this program as a catalyst for the conversation, it's like, number one, would your life get greater if you chose it? That's the first thing to ask with anything. Will my life get greater? Number two, would I be willing to make a demand big enough of myself to never struggle to make this payment? If you guys have ever heard me tell my white Mercedes story, it's involved, but the bottom line was at the end of the day, I went and looked at this car. It was going to add another $1,000 a month in payment to my life, and I had been struggling with money up to that point. But this car, I was like, oh my God, my life went boom, everything went boom, and I was like, oh my God, I have to have this, and I wanted that energy in my life. And I literally sat there with myself with that contract that I was about to sign, and I looked at this and I said, self, if we choose this, we are never struggling to make this payment. Never. And I sat with myself and I got that I was choosing that. I signed the papers, I drove home in that car, and my income went up 6 times because I had that much. The car contributed energy, what I chose contributed that energy, and I had a demand in my world big enough that I never struggled to make that payment. So things like this and access classes and all the things that cost more is a moment in time for you to look at, what do you know about this? What do you know it will catalyze for you? What could you be willing to choose that would make everything greater for you? And is now the time.